What is up, guys? So today I actually have some pretty awesome news. We finally got some more parts for the Mustang. This has probably been like the part I should have bought I don't know how long ago. I've been driving and racing my car now for I want to say 3 years. Better part about 3 years. You know, it took me about a year and a half to build it initially, and then I've been racing it like pretty much like ever since. And then one part I never truly did that I've always kind of wanted to was upgrade to a real sway bar. Believe it or not, I'm still running on the stock front sway bar. I mean, I still have a stock rear sway bar, but I'm actually not even using it because probably due to just how jacked up my suspension settings were, it was actually causing me to have a lot of issues with like snap oversteer. So now we're actually gonna go with a nice beefy big boy from Steeda. So they hooked it up with some swag and a nice banner, and then I was even able to get myself a set of these awesome billet aluminum sway bar brackets. Now this will for sure make sure that we are not getting any weird flex in the mounting, and man, do I gotta say that these things are just absolutely awesome. Fucking pretty badass. So whoops, so I actually ended up switching my items. So if y'all didn't know, like, I won a contest with Steeda, and you know, of course I was able to get a little bit of, you know, merch out of it, just kind of like a little bit of a discount. I was gonna get some rotors for the car because it does need some front rotors, so I still gotta get those so we can actually upgrade the brake pads to some real race pads. So I still gotta do that. So hopefully eventually, you know, saving up money, I can get some real rotors for the front. Also, you know, lose some weight, some rotational mass there. But I was talking to Jack Kidley from Maximum Motorsports. He gave me some great advice on what to upgrade on my car, where like what was lacking on it, what could be causing me issues, and what could help me get faster. So I took his great advice, and of course also with a lot of great advice from Steeda. I was initially going to get an Eibach front sway bar, but Steeda makes a very close representation of the Eibach. They said it should be like about a 2% difference. I doubt I'll even notice it, just because, of course, you know, with everything going on, a lot of companies are having a lot of items on back order, but Steeda, they've been, you know, staying in the game and keeping up with all their stuff, so it's pretty awesome. They even had these. So these are actually made by Steeda themselves also, I believe. I think so. So of course, made in the USA. So if anybody wants the part number, there it is, 555-8112. You know, made in the US. So billet sway bar mounts, and then also this awesome front sway bar for the Mustang. So it even came with bushings. So we're gonna be upgrading this now. So get to it, you know, out with the old and in with the new. So I'm gonna go ahead, start getting this car jacked up and getting all that old stuff out, and hopefully we can have this new front sway bar in today. Maybe even take the car out for a nice little spin around the block. I do have to go pick up an oil filter for the Lexus because that thing's been needing an oil change like no other, but I've just kind of been stuck at home, so I've not been able to do anything about it. So yeah. So let's go ahead, get this car jacked up, got the old parts out. I'll show you the difference between the old and the new, and hopefully we'll notice some kind of a difference, and maybe we can hook up the rear sway bar back up and get this car going faster. All right.
out, went ahead and unboxed it so you can see how my old one looks. I mean, this is pretty heavy. Actually has some decent weight to it. So does the Steeda one. So I don't know if there's gonna be like any weight reduction there. Maybe a pound or two, nothing crazy. I'll see if I still got my scale so I can scale them. See if there's any kind of weight difference. But oh man, I already got dirty. But overall, it'll probably end up being in the stiffness just because they're just different steels. And then also this one is, what, 36 now? It's an 86, so it's 34 years old. So I feel like after 34 years of abuse, maybe the sway bar could get a little bit of fatigue in it and it might just not work as well. Also, I don't know if you can see it well on camera, but there's actually a crack right here. Holy shit. I just noticed that. See if you could maybe see it in camera there, but it actually looks like there's a chunk, like something hit it hard. A nice little divot there. That's actually pretty wild. So here you can actually see my old setup. So these were just some poly bushings right off the shelves of an AutoZone. So you know, this actually reminds me of back when I was racing the car. One of the brackets actually broke right before I was getting ready to race, and I didn't notice it until I jacked up the car, and I think I was just doing like cleaning out the catch can in it, and then I realized that the sway bar mounts were, one of them was broken. So I had to rush over to my local O'Reilly's and just pick up some that were universal and fit, and this is them now. So the poly is just super deteriorated. Here's how the mount looks now. It's pretty beat up. So you kind of see the new ones. The new ones have a little bit more strength left in them. Also, there's a good visual difference between the old versus new. So this is 1 3/8. I think this sway bar might actually be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I can't remember. So the sway bar, yeah, it definitely looks a little bit bigger. Looks like the sway bar is going to be a little bit thicker than this one. So a lot more stiffness in it. And then also shout out again to Steeda. They think of everything. So they even go ahead and toss in some new bushings for the end links. I honestly don't know what these go to. These look like steering rack limiters almost. And then of course the grease so it don't squeak on. So these are my old end links. So these are actually shorter than stock. So these are made by Maximum also. So these are Maximum Motorsports. The bushings don't look bad. They're still pretty hard. They're not overly squished or anything. But I may just go ahead and swap them out since I got them. It's because one does look a little warped. I'm gonna go ahead and swap them out since I got new ones, and I'll just clean those up. Also, again, you can also see just the difference in rigidity that we're gonna have for the sway bar. So that is the new mount. Comes with this crazy amount of drop mount in it. Actually, that's a lot of drop. So there's the difference for you. Maybe it actually needs that much drop, and maybe that's why I always had to fight this thing to install it. These things were always such a pain, and that's probably where we were getting a lot of flex, because I can actually flex this with my hand slightly. Okay, so before I installed it, I kind of wanted to weigh it. I mean, this is nowhere going to be accurate because my scale's already reading 10 pounds. But, you know, it says I weigh roughly 165. So, I mean, that's a little accurate. You know, weigh the title on me. But, alright, so, see how much I weigh with this. So, about 185. So that's about 20 pounds. These things also 5 pounds lighter, so we are going to be seeing a little bit of weight reduction. Awesome. All right, let's get these in. Okay, sway bar installed. So there is a shot of the new bushings on the end links. So you can see how I have shorter end links on mine and how it just kind of helps keep all the geometry proper for the sway bar. So seemed like we were able to run it without the Maximum Motorsports relocation brackets. So here's a shot from the underside. There you can see how it tripped me out because the nuts actually went on the bottom on these. I thought they would go on top. But so what I actually ended up having to do was, let's see, where to go? It's right here. So if you guys don't have one of these, you guys really need to get one of these. So it's a little carbide bit. Super useful Dremel tool. Of course, these are like 20 bucks at AutoZone, but it's been a lifesaver because the slots that I had here were just barely too small and there were slots for the bolts, so I couldn't just drill them out. So I needed to kind of like carve out one edge just enough to get the bolt in so it would be able to slide easily. So it would be a little bit difficult to do that with the drill bit. So instead I used the Dremel. Saved me a lot of time to get the new bolts in just because these are slightly smaller. So with that knocked out, I can go ahead, clean up, get everything back in and tidied up. But yeah, so and then here's also another shot of why I need brakes. You can see, if you can't see that lip there, it's pretty bad. So that's causing me to have some weird braking issues, some weird brake vibrations. It's also probably just time to replace these guys. So just because Cobra brakes only go to here, and then the Cobra R brakes go all the way down here. So it uses a lot more surface area. And since my old pads had already eaten away a groove, there's still a lot of meat there that's causing the pads to kind of be cranked out. But the car still stops, you know, with the flat spots that we have on the tires, so still doing its thing. I should probably clean that now. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, clean everything up, get the car on the ground, and maybe even take it out for a test drive today. Okay, so we're back in the garage. Car actually felt great. You guys probably heard that weird thudding sound, that toot 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 toot. That's actually from the flat spot on this side. So I do have the fresh meat over there. It'll actually be awesome to get those on, get them scrubbed off, get all that little bit of melted rubber that they got scrubbed off, just because they did get used for a race day by my buddy Eric, but he only used them once. So they still have a ton of life on them. And then I cannot wait to get the springs in and kind of follow Jack's recommendations and all that, because the car loves to squat whenever you get on power, and it kind of like wants to like bring the front end up. So I'm really curious to see what the difference is once, you know, I do that spring swap. But yeah, so also found out that my brake bias is good to go now. I don't think it really needs anymore, because I really did get on the brakes pretty hard. You can tell just because my wheels are dirty now, super covered in brake dust now. Anytime I get on the brakes hard. But yeah, so I
cannot wait to try out this new springs. Also, let me know what you guys think where I should put this. So they were cool enough to toss in a free banner, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and toss it on the car. So I don't know if like maybe do it on the front. If I do it on the front, I'm more than likely gonna have to get some kind of background for it. Or I could do it in the rear, you know. I have been rocking Schweitzer Performance for a while, but I don't have his motor in. I could definitely run just the sides for now, and just put the Steeda one in the back. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Should I put it on the front windshield or on the back? I'm also debating on putting a Maximum Motorsports somewhere on the car too. Like I was thinking about maybe copying their symbol and just putting it here as kind of like an emblem. Instead of it saying Maximum Motorsports, it's just their little symbol that they got. Oh man, I got a gnarly ass rock chip right there. Oh no, just probably a dead bug or something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments where I should put that. So, but for now, I think that's pretty much it that we can do. I really got to email them and see what they say about these. I want to say these are limiters, but I'll go ahead and dig through the box for some instructions. They're probably in there, or I probably missed a huge step. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. Let me know what you guys think of the sway bar and the brackets. I definitely recommend them. I can definitely tell already a slight difference while doing those corners. I'm not gonna know for sure until I actually race the car and actually put it through its paces and actually go hard. Then I'll actually know whether or not it's doing any kind of difference. So, you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. So I'll catch you guys later. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and you know, catch you guys on the next one. So, peace out.